Why the anti-defection law stirred up the controversy again? Is there any grounds to disqualify the MLAs under the anti-defection law? So in recent days, Maharashtra experiencing a severe political tussle. So the incumbent Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray resigned from the post. So now the rebel MLAs and rebel leader Eknath Shinde become the Chief Minister of Maharashtra by joining hands with the BJP. So this created speculation all over the country, and many were criticizing the anti-defection law, which become more controversial. So first we can see about what is anti-defection law and why it was proposed. So anti-defection law was enacted in 1985 during the Rajiv Gandhi government, and it was placed under 10th schedule by 52nd amendment. So the main aim of anti-defection law is, from 1967 many states were experiencing a severe political instability, as many of the legislatures, the lawmakers, shifted their parties from time to time. Due to the shift of parties of their lawmakers, many government failed and many government were toppled. To counter this situation, especially there is a lawmaker called Gayalal in Haryana. He shifted his party 3 parties in just 9 hours. So this was happening during that time. So the Rajiv Gandhi government introduced the anti-defection law. So we can see about what the anti-defection law says. So the anti-defection law says that if a legislature, I mean the lawmaker, either the MLA or MP is going to shift their party from one party to other, then they will be penalized under the anti-defection law. I mean, they want to give up their position from the MLAs or MP if they are penalized under the anti-defection law. And the second condition is, if the independent candidate, I mean the independent MLAs or MP want to go to a party, then they were also penalized under the anti-defection law. The third condition is, if a nominated member want to join a party after 6 months from the date of his after becoming a nominated candidate, then they were also punished under the anti-defection law. And the fourth point is, if the MLA or MP is going against the party's decision to vote for certain law or certain bills, then they were also penalized under the anti-defection law. So the main defection in the anti-defection law is the decisions whether to remove the MLAs or MP from the party is taken by the speaker. Especially, speaker is a part of the party, because you take the parliament, Lok Sabha or the state legislature, the speaker are the party members of the ruling party. So they will be biased for the ruling party. If ruling party is doing like that, they want to buy MLAs, then how can speaker took action against them? So this is a major setback in the anti-defection law, and the exception given in the anti-defection law is there in the fourth paragraph. Like there is an exception if the 2/3 members of the MLAs or MPs, I mean the lawmakers, want to join a party or want to join hands with the other party, then it can be applicable. They will not be penalized under anti-defection law. So we can take in the Maharashtra political situation, now there are 55 Shiv Sena MPs. So among the 55 Shiv Sena MPs, 2/3 means it is 37 among the 55 Shiv Sena MLAs, 37 MLAs will be 2/3. Eknath Shinde is saying that we have 50 MLAs support, but and it will not be penalized under the anti-defection law if it is above 37. But what is the main problem in Eknath Shinde regime is, there are some the independent candidate. So if independent candidate is going to admit himself or herself in other party, then it will be a grave situation and they can be penalized under the anti-defection law. So this is the major setback in Maharashtra government. But what is the optimistic move made by the Maharashtra government is, so the speaker of the legislature is now the BJP supporter. So the BJP is supported by the Eknath Shinde is supported by the BJP. So the speaker will not take action under the anti-defection law. This is a major setback. And the 2/3 is set in 2003 under the 91st constitutional amendment. But in 1985, when the act was proposed, there was 1/3 majority is enough. But now 2/3, if 2/3 members of a party is going to join with another party, then the anti-defection law will not be applied to himself or herself, I mean to the MLAs or MP. So what is the main defection? So this is the main setback in anti-defection law. But there were many proposals laid down by the Election Commission of India or Supreme Court. So Election Commission of India said the anti-defection law on the grounds of disqualification can be viewed under, or I mean the Election Commission want to disqualify, I mean they want to preside over the anti-defection law. And the Supreme Court said in a judgment that the government can appoint a tribunal to overview this, because when speaker is involved in the anti-defection law, especially he is partial. So how can the anti-defection law become efficient? So that is a major questions rising among the anti-defection law. So there are many reforms needed in anti-defection law, because in recent times, around 5 to 6 years, there were many government toppled, and the legislators who were want to join another party is set free, and they were not took action under the anti-defection law. So it is better to scrap the anti-defection law and introduce the new law, or to strengthen the anti-defection law to counter this kind of the horse trading like that. So this was my view, and this was the anti-defection law. Thank you.